Hey everybody, so it's time for another off-the-cuff episode. How'd my surgery go? Let's talk about it right now. Thank you so much for coming back again and watching another episode with me. I want to do another off-the-cuff episode, and I want to follow up from the last one because I mentioned I was having sinus surgery. So you're probably wondering how it went, and I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about the topic that I've been trying to work on for a while, and I just decided I'm just going to do it off the cuff and go from there, and that's what I'm going to get into here momentarily. But I wanted to talk about my surgery. It was sinus surgery. It was a deviated septum that I was having corrected, and and I mentioned I was actually in good shape, ready to go and get in there, and not really as afraid of it as I have been in previous surgeries, and that's been the case. It was still the case all the way up to that point. And what the one thing that I was not looking forward to at all, that I was dreading, was the dreaded IV. And the main reason I dread the IV is they can never ever find my veins, ever. So the problem I had was, of course, it took 3 times for them to finally put it in. So that got taken care of, and but before they finally put the fun drugs in that help you zen out before you go into the surgery room, I finally got to a point where I was, okay, I'm ready for this. Let's get this done. And the doctor looked at me and said, "Is your blood pressure always high?" And I'm like, "Only before surgery." So I was actually a little more joking at that point, which is good, and that means I'm good. I was actually happy with that. So, and I did better in preparing for the surgery. I had all my stuff done, and mentally I was actually ready to go, and it worked out just fine. And surgery went fine, and I came out of there, and the pain was a lot more than I was expecting, and it was definitely more difficult. It took longer. It's part of the reason why I didn't post an episode last week, was because I was really not in the mood to do one, and I really wanted to do the follow-up. So that's why you've missed a week, and I apologize. You're now getting the story and what happened, but I want to tell you what happened after the surgery, and it leads into my main topic for this episode. Some amazing things have happened to me in my life in the last 10 months. And the biggest thing that I think has helped me so much is gratitude. Gratitude for everything around me, for family, for friends, for job, for church, for all the being able to be in the right place, to pay attention and see those things that are happening in my life and be grateful for them. The reason I'm using this as the topic for today is I want to share what happened after the surgery, or even during the surgery, in preparation for it. So the first person that I am really grateful for this during the surgery is my wife. My wife Sarah was very, very supportive. She knew when I was going to get this surgery that this is going to be probably a life changer for me. I've had so many issues with my sinuses over the years, and with allergies especially, that this was going to make a huge difference for me. And she has supported me from day one when I chose to do this. The thing that amazed me about her was she stepped up, and she was solid, and she was there, and she did everything that she needed to do to help me get there, to get through the surgery. She was there afterwards. She was feeding me ice chips. She was driving me home. She was helping me get into my chair at home. She set me up with my ice water, which I love ice water, and set me up with my protein shakes, my drugs. I loved my drugs, and you can take that snout bite and use it however you want. I love my drugs. Anyway, it was just amazing to have her support, and she was just a rock for me during that time, and I needed that, and I was so grateful to have that. The other thing I'm grateful for is my children, and The one thing about my children, I love my children. I have 5 children, and I love all 5 of them, and they range from 16 all the way down to almost 2. And the thing about my children is the older 3 fight all the time. I always have given them the talk about service and about serving one another and to be there for one another and be forgiving of one another. The thing that I am grateful for that happened after the surgery is that each of them, even down to the little ones, each of them really stepped up, and they weren't complaining one bit about helping me. They, in fact, went out of their way and came to me and said, what do you need, Dad? What can I do for you? They would come to me and they would ask, do you want some more water? Would you like some more ice water? Can I get you a protein shake? What else can I do for you? And I was able to ask them to help me. Yeah, can you take out my trash that's on the table here? Can you bring me another granola bar? Or even come watch a movie with me. Come sit with me and spend some time with me. And sometimes they just do it without even being asked. They just come and take care of it. And I am so grateful, not only for my children, but that they have taken the lessons that I've taught them, and they were using those things. They show that what I'm teaching them actually does reach somewhere up here. I was so grateful for that. It was so incredible. I'm grateful for my friends who reached out to me and visited me, and for those who when I was down, who helped me when I needed it. I'm grateful for the support mechanisms I have in my life. I finally wasn't getting better until about 5 days later when they finally removed the splints from my nose, and that just made a huge difference for me. And after that, I just started making huge strides. I still, at this point, I'm a few days after they did that, and I still have some issues here and there, and it's going to be a few weeks before things are back to normal for me. But what I'm grateful for is I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for having the surgery that I had, and I'm so grateful how I can breathe, and the improvement that I'm getting from that already. I can tell I'm going to be really happy with the results, and I'm so grateful for the doctors, that the surgeons were able to do the job that they were able to do. I'm grateful for the anesthesiologist, that he didn't take the anesthesia too far, and that I'm still here. That's always a concern, obviously, and it was one of the thoughts that came to my mind. I always worry about those types of things, and I know that my surgery was probably very minor compared. I know people who've had major surgery, and it's been very difficult for them to recover from that. And for me, I had a small snippet of that, so I understand some of what they've gone through. And with the gratitude that I am talking about here, I know that it's gratitude that helped me stay with it, that I'm grateful for all of this, and I'm grateful for all of the prep work I've been doing all these months leading up to this point. I wouldn't have been ready to do this surgery 6 months ago, a year ago. I would have just been a wreck, and I would have been a wreck afterwards. Here I am after, and I'm doing great. I'm bouncing back. In fact, I'll have you know, you remember my episode about going to the gym and scanning your card at least. So this past week has been week 43. I did not miss. I still went, even for at least on Monday, I went for a 5-minute treadmill walk. I was grateful that I could still go do that. And I did not miss a single day. 5 days this week I went. I am still on my record. I will start week 44 next week. I still can't lift weights yet, but I am still on my record, and I am grateful that I was able to keep that. Everyone, the message I want to send to you today, for those of you who are in pain, for those of you who are hurting, who are depressed, for those of you who feel like you don't have anything or anyone, pause. Stop. I want you to think of one person in your life that's closest to you. I don't care who it is. Could be a parent, could be a spouse, could be a friend, anybody you know. Focus on that one person. And then I want you to think only about all of the things that that person has ever done for you in your life. Just all the things that they've done, even recently. Just think of those things that person has done for you. And then I want you to get on your knees and give gratitude to the Father in heaven. Yeah, I'm a God-fearing man. I'm someone who believes in our Father in heaven. And if you can't find or think of somebody that you think really cares about you and really knows who you are, you get down your knees anyway and you give gratitude to your Father in heaven, because he does care. He does give a damn about you. He knows you. Somebody knows you. If you are really wondering about whether or not you should continue living in this world, you need to know he's not ready for you yet. He has more for you to do. You need to get out there and do it. And you need to get out there and be grateful to have the life that you have and make it something for yourself. I know that's what I've done. I know that through my Father in heaven, I have been given another chance to make something happen in my life and to make something happen in everyone else's life around me. I am grateful for the love that these people have had for me in my life. And I love them all dearly. Every single one of them. I love my wife. I love my children. I love my friends. I love the people who care about me. And they will always be in my heart. And I have an amazing gratitude for them, because without them, I would not be talking to you here today. And I mean that. Everyone, I love all of you. And I hope that you find some gratitude in your day to day. If you are struggling, be grateful. Find the slightest thing you can be grateful for. And just remember that. And keep being grateful. Thank you. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. It means the world to me that you stuck it out all the way to the end. Make sure you subscribe below, because I'm just getting started and I'm going to be adding more content on a regular basis.